Hello, this is Sean for TightPoker.com. This is our latest video for cash game poker, and I'm playing at 10 no limit, meaning the blinds are 5 cents and 10 cents. And today I'm playing 6 max, which obviously only has 6 players at the table instead of your normal 9 or 10. I played, I think about 30,000 hands at 25 no limit as I was moving my way up the cash game ladder, as well as I played about 30,000 hands at 50 no limit 6 max. So I do have a bit of 6 max experience, and I've watched quite a few videos at some of the major online poker schools in terms of 6 max theory. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm an absolute expert in 6 max, but I've got experience in these micro-stakes games, and hopefully I can show you some general theory. A lot of misconceptions about 6 max is that you just open up your playbook and you play tons of cards from any position and you just kind of go crazy and throw your chips all over the place. And you see that a lot. In fact, this guy's been doing it right up here, and it's just cost him money. He's bought in a few times now, and he's just been stacking with like ace jack off from under the gun, and you just can't do that in 6 max. You're opening up your playbook a little bit, and mainly to account for position. But if your normal game, if you use Poker Tracker or Hold'em Manager like I do, you can see the HUD stats here. If your normal game at full ring is something like 14-11 or 15-12, you're not going to suddenly be a 30-24. What you're going to be is, okay, now you're going to be 19-17 or 22-20. If you're in that neighborhood, it's going well. And if you start out and you're playing 6 max and you want to play a little tighter than normal, well, then that's better than playing way too loose. I guess you'll lose less, and you'll put yourself in a position to be in a better shape as you get more experience. So I hope to bring you some very interesting hands as we go. The video will be 20 minutes, and we'll just go from there. Under the gun, you're really not playing too much. And, obviously Queen 9 is not good enough, Queen 10, Queen Jack, even King Queen offsuit. I'm not playing under the gun in a 6 max game. There's a lot of 3-betting that goes on, at least normal stakes. 10 no limit, I have to discount. Like, there are a lot of people who just don't know what they're doing or getting used to playing poker online or whatever the case may be. But basically under the gun and under the gun +1, you're going to be playing pretty tight. In the cutoff and on the dealer button, you're going to be playing pretty wide and looking for steal opportunities and play the hand with position, which is super powerful. So here we got a hand, ace jack suited, which it's a pretty good hand. The position's terrible, and we got a min raise and a bunch of callers. So I'm thinking if I squeeze here, no one's gonna get out. So I might just come along for the ride, and let's just evaluate post flop. And that flop's no good for me, so I'm clearly just getting out of the hand. But, that's a case where, a squeeze, you could justify it to me. I would buy it. But at these micro stakes, I doubt anyone would fold. And someone might even raise you. It's just kind of ridiculous. So you got to keep the rationality to yourself, because you're going to just expect the irrational out of these people. Ace deuce from the small blind is not really a hand you want to get involved with, especially when we got a razor. There's nothing you can do in position outside of flop a miracle straight or a miracle flush. You're just letting go of this hand. You're waiting for a better opportunity with position. Alright, so we actually got a hand here, and we'll be raising it 4 times the big blind. Under the gun, pocket nines. Pretty decent hand. We'll see what happens here. We got a guy here who flat calls. He's done nothing but actually raise pre-flop, so him flatting behind us is kind of curious. We'll see. Hopefully we can get heads up, get a good flop to c-bet. And that's actually a pretty good one. So 75 cents is about the right amount. I use an AHK script, and so I just right-clicked, and it gave me about 75% of the pot. It's about 70, I guess. So, excuse me, more than that. Boy, I got to work on my math there. But nice little c-bet, nice little pot. King 8, basically we're hoping everyone comes in and limps in, and I hit a ace high flush, and my king high flush would be the nuts, and otherwise we're letting it go even to someone who habitually steals, even like this guy at 33%. King 8, unless you're playing some metagame and you just want to stand up to someone, it's not good enough to defend with. So 45, when we're sitting to the right here of someone who's so tight, and this someone right here, we would normally steal against someone. Now with the limper here, there's some merit, and I'll just go ahead and make the play of isolated raising kind of against this guy who'll probably just call, and then I'll make another c-bet and he'll just go away. So let's see if our plan works out here. And it should. And unfortunately it doesn't. At this point, the 2 is not a double barrel card, so we're just going to have to probably give up and see that he bets, and he probably hit his 10 or king, and it's just not going to fold. See it a lot. There's the off chance that he's chasing, but again, I think I'm just better off waiting for a better opportunity to win. I am learning at this level too. I never played 10 no limit 6 max, so we'll see. And sure enough, he's betting into me. And I don't even have anything to catch him with 5 high here, so I have to let it go. Alright, so we've got ace 6 off. Not a great hand, but one in the cutoff that we can be coming in with for sure. Especially when we've got someone who's loose and passive. Basically we're seeing that this guy's just going to call us anytime he hits, and he's going to fold anytime he misses. And we don't have that many hands on the guy, so I'm making a general assumption here. But we'll see if we can't go forward, and hopefully the plan we had last time works this time, and if not, we're just going to have to wait till we actually hit a hand instead of doing this semi-bluff c-bet maneuver here. But sure enough it worked, and that just confirms that last time he did hit a 10 or a king and just was moving forward. I mean, he might have been on that straight draw and bet it at the end, but with a 5 high we can't catch him with a bluff because we'll just lose. So on another table here, we've got 88 in the cutoff, and we'll be coming in for that as well. So your pocket pairs, you're definitely raising, with position. And we just take it down. Pretty standard. And we'll be mucking the jack-8. It's just no good. Okay, here we've got ace deuce, and we're going to be making a raise here. Got an ace out of position, but it's just a standard steal. So anytime you're in that position, you see someone, like a 9-0 who's just not coming in unless they have something, you're stealing all day against this guy. And with 56 suited, if it's folded to us, which it is, again, pretty standard play here to make the raise. He comes in, which is a bit of a surprise. And that's not a super great board for us to c-bet, but we might try it one time here, and just curious to know what people do. Sure enough, he lets it go. Jack-8 not good enough, so we'll just wait for the next hand. And on this table here, I had 6s on the button, had a limper, and this guy bet big. I figured either the limper or one of the blinds would call, so I flatted with my 66 set mining. I tend not to set mine just on a... Like if it was just this guy who had raised and it had been me, I tend not to set mine, that often, just because you're only going to hit it 1 in 10 times, and how often is he going to pay you? It's a good move. Like, you should be set mining, but make sure you've got 2 people in the hand. Sure, that sounds great. And in this situation, obviously your 6s are no good, so we're just letting it go. But don't set mine too much. I see some people do that and they complain, well, set over set, or I never hit my sets, or I never get paid for sets. You shouldn't live and die by your sets. You shouldn't be only making your money that way. So keep that in mind. Queen 7, we're just going to go ahead and make a steal attempt here. And same deal here. Good news there. Bad news here. We'll go ahead and c-bet just because he's typically pretty tight, and